What's up? What's up? What's going on? It weirds me out that it has flipped us, that we're backwards. It's really strange to me.
You're strange.
You're strange.
What's up, Henry?
What up?
So you said you had something you wanted to talk about, so talk.
Huh?
Yeah, you said you had something you wanted to share with everybody, so talk. What's up, Copycat?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What did she say? Score? Well,
Second.
Mm-hmm. But you're first in my book.
She said second. I don't know. We probably need to move this quail back.
That has nothing to do with the live stream right now. We're packing quail, y'all. What are you doing?
I'm posting the link in Big Bear Homestead so that everybody can see it.
Her shirt says, first of all, no. Second of all, no.
Yeah. That's exactly.
Oh, here comes the star of the show. She's here.
And she's gone.
Camera shot today. Don't want to be talked about.
Yep, it says, first of all, no. Second of all, no. I wish I had this shirt when my kids were younger. Because it would have been perfect.
They still wouldn't have listened.
Perfect to have. Yeah, maybe. Lagertha. Yeah, we love the Lagertha. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm kind of spaced out.
Why are you spaced out?
I don't know. Brain wants to. What's up, C. Dean in the house? Haven't seen you in forever.
Yup. She's been a while.
Yeah.
Sherry. Yeah. I love Sherry. She always gives me a heads up about storms, when storms are coming. Because she's due west of us. And so she'll message me and be like, hey, did you see that storm coming? Just hit us. It sucks.
It was a doozy.
She will. I should be like, yep, you better hold on tight for this one.
Dutch off grid, what's up, my brother? Haven't seen you lately in the comment section.
Oh.
So, we had a ton of comments that I had to answer because we got slack because of the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
There had to been like, I don't know, 50 of them. And I'm going to say this again for everybody that maybe these people will, probably not. Some of our videos do spark a little bit of an emotion. Especially the tractor videos. That's what was a little bit surprising for me.
Hello.
Was how the tractor videos sparked
Are they like diehard people that are like, no, my tractor's better, or?
How much?
I don't know. I don't know where you're going with
Well,
it.
that's because Tom's acting a fool.
Okay.
Are you guys going to be doing a video about what your community had to go through? Actually, yes. We're in the process of trying to get all that together. But yes, we're going to show the damage that we got. And
well, she said what our community. I mean, we're gonna do more about what we went through,
more
but
about
not.
what we went through, yeah.
Yeah, our community. I mean, we had people that had issues just like we did, so I think it's probably safe to say it's pretty fair across the board.
Yeah, there's some anyway, but let me circle back around for a second.
Tractors. Comments.
As people, sometimes we get brand loyalty is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Those companies know it's a thing. Some companies exploit it. One of the things, that's why you see a lot of credit card companies at colleges, because if they can hook your kids then they know that they probably got them for forever. I mean, honestly, how many times have you changed car insurance companies or homeowners insurance companies?
Right.
Stuff like that. And so when it comes to certain things, there's some people that are die-hard Coke people, die-hard Pepsi people.
Oh yeah, you'll get people that'll throw down over that.
They will, and I have learned the tractor community is
the
same way.
Really?
We gave an honest review of the Mahindra tractor that we experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Our buddies who he actually looked at them and said, take it back. I don't care what it does to my credit. This tractor is in the shop more than I get to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be coming with me pretty soon to go over to Steck to look for either a new tractor or a skid steer. But the people that are loyal to Mahindra are very vocal, and they are downright nasty. I don't want to say that it's an education thing, but it seems like it. But here's the thing. If you call me names or use profanity, I delete your comment. It doesn't get shown to the public. All of our comments are held up for review because of stuff that happened in the past with Tide Pods and all that other junk that happened along the way. With children and stuff. We put all of our stuff up for review because we had to fight to get some videos remonetized.
And we lost a lot of
revenue and a lot of momentum from it.
Mm-hmm.
I will not approve those comments. If you want to have a good old-fashioned debate, then be a human being. Leave the name calling at the door. Leave the profanity at the door. We are a family-friendly channel, and I'm just not going to have any of that mess on my channel. It was very, very surprising to me. What all did she say? We definitely taken Jason's advice about
what tractor we want to buy.
Yes.
In the next year or so. I'm foregoing replacing my truck since I work from home. Well, you know how it was when we went viral with people making all those comments about how we did something wrong. All engagement seems to help boost your channel, at least, usually.
Yeah, usually, yeah. I'm just a stickler about us. I mean, from the very beginning, we made the decision that we were going to make sure that we were like 1980 level family friendly, and we weren't going to deviate from that, because at the end of the day, nothing brings us more joy than a parent telling us that their child used our video to help them with a school project or something along those lines. Right. So just keep in mind, we look at every single comment. It may take us a while, but we look at them, we read them, and we do our best to answer them all. And but the ugliness, no, just
don't have any use for it.
Ain't got no use for it, and it's not productive. It's not helpful to the community. And so I'm just to quote an old 80s, 90s sitcom, homie, don't play that. So, but one of the things, now we are going to, like we've told you guys that Blaze is gone, Carol's gone, Dessa's got one foot out the door and the other one in a running position. Which, by the way, LaDessa finished her first semester in college, and she took 2 classes, total of 12 credits. No, 6 credits. I'm sorry, 6 credits.
She's finished session A. She still got session B of the semester.
Yeah.
Because they do 8-week courses instead of 16-week.
Anyway, I stand corrected.
I'm just doing it before somebody else says it, that's all.
Anyway, she officially has 6 college credits. I'll just put it that way. She got an A and a C. She learned an extremely valuable lesson about reading all the directions, hence the C.
And actually, even in the A would have been a higher A because she didn't do MLA on one of her papers. So so both of them were her learning to read everything before she gets started.
But overall, we're very, very proud of her. She's tackling it, just killing it. Carol's killing it at school. I think she's got both A's and all A's in her classes so far. And then Blaze starts UGA in January. We've been having to hold that bit of knowledge until all the paperwork got signed and everything, but he got accepted at UGA back in the summertime. I think it was. It was a long time ago.
We've had to hold it for a while.
And so I've been really sitting on holding that because I'm very proud of Blaze for that, because that was a dream of his. And don't necessarily the road that he took to get there made it, I think it made it bittersweet for him. But I know he's over the top excited about being there. That's his dream school, his dream town. He loves everything about Athens. So his mom loves it because now instead of an hour and a half away, he's 45 minutes away. So
you're so awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
For Kettle Farms. I'm still waiting. Speaking of Copper Kettle, I am really waiting for Donald to. I don't know if I should say that about the classes that he's taking, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm chomping at the bit to.
Jason's not good about.
Oh, really? Don't even go there. Anyway. But back to the direction that we're going to take this, our channel. After Hurricane, what was her name? Helene, whatever her name was.
That biatch.
So much for family friendly.
I didn't say the real word. I just said the kind of word.
See, this is the problem when you marry somebody that wanted to be a lawyer. I try to find the loopholes for
That's
everything.
it. That's exactly what I do.
But there was a lot of bad information flowing out there about preparedness. A lot of unreasonable aspects. That might not be the right word. Unreasonable expectations.
Expectations, definitely.
And I'll be honest with you, there was a lot of finger pointing and shaming going on. That's just not. It's not healthy for the community. It's not healthy for those involved, and it's not
productive.
It's not productive, and it's definitely not really lifting anybody up to help people become more prepared, get in that mindset. Look, we were preppers before we were homesteaders. I truly believe that if you homesteading is a byproduct or a graduation from preparedness, but you never stop prepping. So we've been prepping and had a preparedness mindset for over a decade.
Almost 2 decades.
Almost 2 decades. And this storm, you have to understand that in any type of SHTF scenario, there are going to be things out of your control. All you can do is bite down on the leather and hold on for the ride, because there's absolutely nothing in your power that you can do. We paid attention to the radar. We made a decision that 3 or 4 days before the hurricane hit that we were going to treat it like it was coming directly at us, and praise God we did that, because it did come and give us a good solid direct hit. And so we did things to minimize some damages.
The losses, yeah.
And we're going to go over all of this in a video. But there are some things, for example, trees falling, coming up by their roots days later that we can't control. We can't, and so you can't shame somebody for stuff like that, is what I'm trying to say. And there's no reason for you as the homesteader or the prepper, in my opinion, to get yourself all bent up out of shape over that.
What'd you see that I didn't see?
Because your neighbor down the road didn't secure his trampoline, and it blew into your car, or it blew into your barn, or it blew into this, or blew in. That's a circumstance that you have absolutely no control over. There is absolutely nothing that you could have done in that scenario to change that outcome.
Right. Did y'all start early or am I late? Yes, we started early.
Who's that?
It's Luke.
Oh, he's here? We'll go get it.
I don't know that he's here.
Oh. So there's things like that. Now, there are things like putting water up so that way you can flush your toilet, wash your dishes. Going to go get paper plates and plasticware so you don't have to wash dishes, so you can use that water for cooking and drinking and flushing, bathing in the old commode. Things like that are under your control.
Right.
And those are things that but at the end of the day, you still don't shame somebody for that, not having enough. At the end of the day, when a hurricane comes through, tornado comes through, earthquakes, those things, how long your utilities stay out, power, natural gas, internet, cell phones, all those things, those are not under your control.
Right.
All you can do is do your best to have enough to make it from what, and this varies for everybody. Prime example, we were without power for 4 days. 3.5, 4 days.
Hey, Lone Star, what's up? Hey, cutie.
I got a buddy in Augusta. 2 days ago, he just got power back. So, depending on the power company, where you live, when you're rural, it takes them longer to get power to you, because they're hoping what they fix in the city is going to triple out and go. And there are things like substations that get hit that take a long time to repair, and they want to get those substations fixed before they start going out and doing a lot of the line work, or at least get their duckies in a row with that substation and then go, because they don't want to go out there playing with those lines and not know what's going on with that substation and somebody gets killed.
The other side of that is there were people that got their power restored. They got all excited, and then their power went out again. And that's because they have to shut down a certain line to be able to work on another line. And so there were people that got all excited, went out and bought food, and then they freaked out because their power was out again. Now, granted, most of them, their power wasn't out long enough for it to be an issue, but it was still one of those you've got to be kidding me moments.
And so you have to have the right mindset when you're dealing with this. Well, look, we even had to go out in town because we didn't know how long our power was going to be out. And so just to feel, just to make sure I didn't lose my generators, because I've got 3 pigs and a whole cow in my freezer, let alone some Canadian geese and some beaver and fish and all kinds of stuff. I probably got about $20,000-$30,000 worth of meat in the freezer. I mean, you got about 10 just in the cow alone. So I wanted to make sure. So we went out in town to get more fuel. If you do have to venture out in town, there is absolutely no reason to take what you sit on and put it up in this region. There's absolutely no reason for that behavior. We witnessed cops having to be called off of directing traffic or helping do this or helping do that to come and babysit at a gas station because grown people were acting like toddlers. One guy going around slapping windows because he felt people were cutting in front of him. Or another person saw his ex in line in front of him. So he jumped out. Look, this is how petty people can be. He jumped out of his car, had his buddy or current girlfriend, whatever she was, with him, get in his drive his car. He stood in front of his ex's car, got his buddy or girlfriend, whatever, to get in front of her, and then let like 7 or 8 people get in front of her. And the cops had to come to him and say, if you don't go get back in your car, you're going to jail. What good
does that do?
What good does that do for the community? What good does that do for people? Everybody's already stressed out. But you want to be petty and do something like that. It's like, come on, people, do better. Be better people. Mm-hmm. That's the only way you get through a disaster type situation. You have to pull your resources together. You have to come together. In our area, we witnessed when people were starting to get power and it was reliable, they offered their freezers.
Their showers. To do like water to do laundry, all of that. It was really cool.
And they offered these things up so people didn't lose. Hey, you want to come take a hot shower? We did. We offered it to lots of people in Augusta. I know it's a long trip, but if you want a hot meal, you want to take a shower. Like, I pounded my buddy Brian. I browbeat him to death about it, but...
Here's the reality of it, okay? Most of them are like, oh, well, it's an hour and a half, blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. In that area, a 45-minute, 50-minute drive, there was still no power and no gas and no nothing. So you almost had to go that far just to be able to get anything anyway.
Yeah. And
we knew that our gas was up and running, our ice machines were up and running, everything was going.
Yeah.
And so it was a solid, you've got somewhere to come. We'll cook you dinner. We'll, keep you company for a little while because...
You just want to hang out in the AC.
Because here's one of the realities that we were prepared for it, but didn't realize it until we had to kind of everything gets super quiet. There's no fridge sound in the background at times. There's no ceiling fan, no nothing.
We took a cooler of ice and some gasoline to a buddy of mine that I grew up with because he was locked at his house because he moved from Texas and to Augusta to take care of his mom, and his mom was in a wheelchair. She's homebound. And we had to come up with a plan, him and I, if it continued on much longer, he was going to have to come. Mm-hmm. And we were going to have to figure out how he was going to get his mama up here. Mm-hmm. But the people that I really cared about, like Brian and Rob and John and a couple of other people, a couple of older people from an old church of ours, I was almost checking in on them daily, just to make sure that they were okay. Because after 3 or 4 days that went by, I knew we were good. And then our gas station started pumping out the gas. The ice machines and stuff started working, and so it was absolutely no problem in our eyes for us to load up, meet somebody halfway. Load up, bring the stuff to them. Because like Ingles, the big supermarket around here, their main warehouse was in Black Mountain. It got pummeled. They couldn't accept credit or debit cards. I think they just now...
It's maybe been less than a week, I think,
that they've been able to do that. So they were a cash only business, which brings me to another point. It's always best to keep a couple of $100 in small bills hid away in your home. We're going to do some videos on some good ways to tuck them away and hide them, so that way you don't have to worry about if your home gets broken into. At least you'll still have that. So there are lots of different things. Now, one of the things like Robin brought up, and this is kind of funny, when she was talking about one of the things, we knew power was going to be out, right? We talked about that. We knew it was probably going to be we were prepared for it to be a lot longer than what it was for us. What we didn't take into consideration, and I haven't seen a single person talk about this. And so I'm going to claim it, and we're going to be the first YouTube channel, Homesteading and Preparedness, to talk about this. One of the things that you have to prepare yourself for is not the darkness, but it's the quiet. Now, we live out here in the boonies. We live out here in the sticks. We're used to frogs chirping. We're used to owls screeching and hooting and hawks screaming and chickens clucking and all that other mess. But there are some critters that, because of the highway, because of the bullfrogs, because of lights humming, the refrigerator running, my CPAP machine running, the AC running, that you just don't hear. There was a frog or a cricket, some critter, we have no idea what the critter was, that made this chirping sound. That's, to me, it sounded a lot like an alarm for like a smoke alarm that was that's hooked into the power grid but has a battery backup, and then it makes that beep beep sound, that alarm sound. Hey, the battery's fixing to die. You guys know what I'm talking about. Well, we're laying down in bed and I start hearing that, and I'm like, I don't have anything that's on a battery backup that's running. And so we took apart my CPAP machine just in case. Nope, wasn't it. It was still going on. Took the thing out for my hearing aids. Nope, wasn't that. We tore, it was 10, 11 o'clock at night. I made Robin get up. We pulled everything out of my bedroom. Everything. I couldn't find it. I told Robin, I said, I'm fitting to start busting holes in this drywall wall, because to me, I'm like, at a particular point, my mind switches from, okay, it's none of my stuff. That's when it switches to, is there a listening device in my wall or in my house somewhere that the man is listening to me? And because I'm probably on a watch list somewhere because I'm a homesteader. And so I was gonna find it. And then we moved a table.
You even went and had LaDessa go down under the house.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we ripped this house apart. And we moved the table, and it was in the middle of a chirp or something, and it kind of like gurgled off. It was like, and I was like, okay, that's got to be a critter. And so we waited, and we waited, and we waited, and it didn't come back on. And so we put the whole room back together. I said, okay, we scared it off.
Nope.
Put the whole room back together, laid back down, cuddled up next to my beautiful wife, and it started going off again. And so we were like beating on the floor, beating on the wall, and it went away. And then Robin slipped me some melatonin.
Yep.
And I went to sleep, and then she was like, crap, now all I can do is hear it. And then she was like, come on, Jason, start snoring. Start snoring. Snore, baby, snore.
That was my
snore, baby. You can do it. Come on.
Wait. That was my white noise. I was like, it was so funny because I'm telling you, it was like something thing out of a
She's grabbing my hand and throwing it back so it locks the airway out. I'm like,
no, I'm talking about the whole thing. Like, the absolute whole thing was hilarious because, like, we were laying in bed and it started going, and I could just hear you.
So you don't knock in all that.
I could hear you, like, and, like, every time it would go, and then you were like, we're gonna find where this thing, and we're like pulling stuff up everywhere. And then, no, and then I'm like, okay, we at least know what it is, because literally at one point, because of Jason's TBI, his paranoia kicks in, and he is like literally going, it is not a listening device. It is not a listen. Like, you were trying to convince yourself. And then when we moved it and it made a noise, I was like, praise God, he figured out that it was an animal. So then I'm like, baby, take this melatonin. And I'm thinking, please let this work. And sure enough, like, I mean, it wasn't 5 minutes. He was passed out. And then I'm sitting there and it starts back. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And so I'm sitting there and it's chirp, chirp, chirp. And it's like Chinese water torture. Like, it's coming at the same time every time. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, please start. This is the first time. Please start snoring. Please. And I'm trying so hard. And all of a sudden you're like, and I'm like, oh, keep going. Okay. And I passed out.
Never been so happy that you snore.
It was so funny. It made me laugh so hard.
and so you have to so that taught us we have to, at least during different seasons, we've been here 10 years at different times of the year, we're going to have to flip breakers at nighttime to just listen.
Well, and then the other thing too is you get a little stir crazy. Ours wasn't bad, but we were playing games and doing stuff and everything, and then it was like, we have to get out into town. Like, we just have to do something different. Like, we had to have a change of scenery. And so, I mean, we literally, everybody else, because I guess the grocery stores had started opening up again. And we were like, we're just going to go into town, see how bad the roads are, kind of get an idea of everything.
That's not true. I'm heavily addicted to caffeine since
oh, look who that is.
Since I started working out, and I needed a ghost.
Yeah.
Hey, baby girl.
When I worked for a big tech company, we used to order those little random sound makers and place them in coworkers' locations just to annoy them.
So that's not cool. But that was one of the things that we're going to have to just start to do, because you need to know the sounds that are around you. One, so that way you don't think you have a listening device and do a tremendous amount of damage.
Because literally, you were getting ready to put a hole in the wall.
I was fixing to kick the snot out of that wall and start looking.
Yes. He legit was about to start.
The next thing was telling Dessa to go get the mini sledge.
Mm-hmm.
We was fixing to tear some stuff up.
Yeah.
I'll put new drywall up.
Yeah.
We're going to repaint the room anyway, because flavor of the month changed. And so, but you have one, so that way you don't, because if the lights never come back on, the last thing you want is to be sitting there missing insulation and drywall and stuff that could potentially save you from something. Mm-hmm. And so you have to learn that. Plus, you want to get used to them, so that way, if you're lying in bed and you know that frog or cricket is supposed to be chirping and all of a sudden he stops, that is a free alarm system for you. Because if he stopped, that means there's something in that area that's not supposed to be there. Now, granted, it could be a coon, possum, cat, dog, but it also could be a person. And so that could be
potentially be useful, yeah.
Yeah, because you can spend thousands of dollars on a security system. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You probably should. But at the end of the day, in a long-term power outage, that security system's not working. So get used to and know and be able to identify those natural sounds that are around you.
Yeah, definitely, because that was not something we were prepared for at all.
Yeah. And so now my Carol is in the chat room, so that means she's watching. Now, one of the things, now I do not recommend this, but I learned that she did it. But I guess it's a college thing. They took, it was probably Carol's idea. They took black trash bags and wore them like a poncho. And see, the reason why I lean towards that it was probably Carol's idea, because that was one of the things when she was growing up, we always told her that just take a trash bag, cut a hole in it, and you got a raincoat.
Yeah.
So it's not that far of a leap
To think that she was involved.
that she wasn't involved in the process. But they pretty much went body surfing in these black trash bags. I think they greased them up or something.
Right, put some oil on them or something, butter.
And went to sliding all over campus. Now, Carol's campus is in the mountains, so she does have lots of hills. So the chances that my daughter probably got to Mach 2 are probably good up there.
And it's all well landscaped, so
Yeah.
like the grass is not, like it's nice. So when it got wet, I'm sure it was.
She was probably like a greased pig.
Yep, probably.
So, but I mean, you, like Robin was saying, you do have to find ways to entertain yourself. Now, there is a new game. I don't know how new it is, but it's called Uno Flip.
New to us. Okay.
I do not recommend this if you have, unless your family is super tight and nobody holds grudges. Then play it. But if you got a family member that's over the top competitive or holds a grudge, don't even buy it, because there will be some fighting going on. But we played games. We played Uno Flip, Life.
I think that was it.
I think.
Played a lot of Uno Flip.
Yeah,
we
lot
played
of
Life one time, and it took like probably 2 hours, so it definitely kept us busy.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of fun playing it. Ladessa, and I'm sure Carol's jealous because we've had all these board games for ever, and we hardly ever break them out. And anytime we go through, because like right now we're going through a purge for the house, like getting rid of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one thing that is never, like we never even
Books
visit
and board
it.
games.
Yep, we
don't
never
get rid
even
of-
visit
don't get
it.
rid of.
Although I'm starting to wonder, I wonder if we got rid of all of the little kids' games or if we've got them in a box somewhere for grandkids. Because, like, we used to have, like, Junior Clue and Junior Scrabble.
I think they're up in the attic.
All of that, and we need to pull those down because we got juniors in the mix now that we can start playing that kind of stuff with. Because one of the things we were looking for the other day, we were looking for Candyland. And we could not find Candyland, and we have always had Candyland, so I don't know where. It must be up in a box somewhere, but
I don't know. We'll find it. If not, then we'll just have to
if
replace
not, Black Friday's right around the corner.
it. No. But y'all don't beat yourself up. And definitely don't shame anybody if they weren't as prepared as you or to a level where you thought they should be. Yeah, just because somebody's a homesteader does not mean that they're prepared. some people are doing it just for the healthy food, what it does for the environment.
To make money.
To make money. They don't think about preparedness. There was people that we talked to, and they say, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm getting ready for the storm." I said, "The storm ain't gonna hit us." Yeah, it is. We're just getting ready for it. There was people that we talked to, they didn't even know the storm was coming.
Could not believe that.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people look, and this is where the current culture in this country hurts. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have given up and despise
the local news.
Our news sources. Mm-hmm. I'm one of them. You can't trust them. But at the same aspect, by not watching that, you miss the weather report. Now, granted,
they got a 50-50 shot.
They got a 50-50 shot of getting it right. But at least you're informed and you know that there's a possibility of something coming.
I mean, a really good example of that.
If you don't turn this way.
A really good example of that is us, for instance. We don't watch local, because we don't have, or I think we're going to end up getting a antenna, but we don't watch the local news, so we don't know the local weather. But like we talked about last week, or whenever it was last week before, that because we're dependent on the weather for our food and our animals and everything else, we have to be aware of what the weather's like. We have to know when it's going to rain. We have to know when it's going to be dry. We have to know when it's going to be cold. We have to know when it's going to be hot. We have to know these things. And so we tend to pay attention to that stuff. And it was funny when I started bringing it to Jason's attention that it looked like, because we're really big about during the winter time when it's going to snow somewhere, we're like, it's not going to hit us. It's not going to hit us. And it never does. We never get snow around here. Of course, I'm speaking that into existence this year. But
no, that'll be the one thing. That'll be the one thing you don't speak into existence.
I know, it's not going to happen. So, but we were talking about it, and Jason's always quick to be like, well, it's probably not going to hit us, but...
I don't really say that anymore since the guidestones are gone.
But we need to go ahead and look around and kind of think about some things and see what's going on. And I got to give him credit. There's one thing, and we'll talk about this later, but there was one thing that he brought up that I was like, I didn't even think about that. And we got really lucky because of what days it was. But again, we'll talk about that in the video. But some of these things, you got to walk around and kind of think, like, what could happen?
Now I'm curious of what I got so right that I'm getting credit for. So, yeah, that was pretty awesome of me. Mm-hmm. That was pretty awesome of me.
Definitely.
But we got about 10 minutes left, and so I want to put a bee in y'all's bonnet. One, this is the direction that our channel's going. We're going to be doing preparedness stuff, but we're also going to be homesteading now from the point of view of empty nesters. We're going to be aging our homestead, meaning we're going to be, instead of making it child-proof, we're going to make it senior citizen friendly. Or instead of child friendly, we're going to make it senior citizen friendly. And we're going to bring you guys along on some of the things that we decided what we want to keep, what we don't want to keep, what were our logic of thinking, longevity, and generationally, because we have 3 kids, and hopefully each one of those kids will bring me grandbabies to spoil down the line. So we are in a position that if Because economies get strong, then they bust. They get strong, then they bust. Recessions and depressions are always a possibility. It's one of the things that we've been talking to our children about now is the career that you're thinking.
Is it
recession depression proof?
Yeah.
And we, and so we're thinking if we can eliminate the stress of food for them and be able to remove that way they can focus on their mortgage payment or their power bill or whatever. Great. And they'll be getting healthy food, so my children and my grandchildren will be taken care of. How did our driveway handle the storm?
Like a boss.
Like a boss. I have 3 little spots to place. And it's just a little sprinkle. It didn't get muddy. It didn't get... And
we got over 10 inches of rain.
Yeah. And so I was expecting all those wood chips to be at my front door. I really was. But I'm thinking that because of how dry we were and how much traffic we had, that they got packed in really, really well.
The other thing is that the big part of the storm came Friday. But we had rain starting Thursday. But Thursday, you're going to spew. Thursday, it started to rain, and it was raining at a level that was kind of, because we had been so dry, it was kind of preparing the soil to be able to receive more instead of just washing off.
Yeah.
And so I think that had a little bit to do with it too, that it kind of, we had a good little soaking, and then when that 10 inches came, I mean, it kind of just went on its way.
And we're going to be, because we're going to be doing a video on something relatively close to that, because we did do something this summer, and unbeknownst to us, probably really helped prevent
that
a lot of flooding happening here. Let me see, I was talking about the direction where we were going.
Put a bee in your bonnet.
Bee in your bonnet. So with that being said, Robin is going to start sharing and start talking more about her essential oils and her soaps that she's going to be cranking out. She's got more soaps coming out. She's working on a few other knitted, crocheted items. All this stuff is going to be obviously in our store, but one of the things that we learned even more so with this hurricane is our essential oils, our doTERRA essential oils, really gave us a step up, I'm gonna say. And I asked her today if she wanted to start talking about them and doing those classes again, and she will be. So we don't know if it's going to be just a segment in our live stream, or if she's going to do videos yet, or she's going to do a live stream all on her own and dedicate a whole hour to a particular oil like she did before. It's still in the works, but put that bee in your bonnet. And of course, Robin does sell the essential oils and her soaps and all those things. So if you guys are thinking about Christmas gifts and stuff like that, check out our website, www.bigbearhomestead.com/shop. Check it out. We've got some things on there, but we'll be adding some more things here soon. Members, we told you last Thursday we were going to go live, and then we forgot we had a soccer game. Our friends, basically the little family that we adopted,
their
oldest
had a soccer game.
And we completely forgot all about it. And then we usually hang out with them for a little while afterwards and have snacks and stuff. And so we dropped the ball on that. We're sorry. We were thinking about going live on Friday for y'all, but we wanted to give you guys the heads up. We will definitely be live Thursday because we've got some major announcements for you guys, and some things.
Well, we got some giveaways
for y'all as well. So Crystal, please on like Thursday afternoon.
Hey, Kim.
Shoot us a reminder that we don't forget, please.
I went ahead and put it on. It worked today because we were already streaming, and my phone was like, "Hey, live stream."
So what's up, Kim? And so pretty much that's where we are. The video about how we did with the storm will hopefully be coming out near the end of the week, probably Saturday, maybe Sunday. Just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on that. Members, don't want to miss Thursday, because hopefully we won't miss Thursday. Because it's definitely big time.
And we are going to start, I know Neona asked earlier if we were just going early or if she was late. We are going to start going at 7 instead of 8 o'clock because, one, it gets late. 9 o'clock, everybody's about ready to start winding up to go to bed. And now, because it's getting, darker sooner, by 7, it's dark here. So it just makes more sense for us to go around then. Yeah. So we'll be at 7 now.
Friday is Ladessa's birthday. So I don't know what we're going to be doing for that. I think we're going to have etouffee. Are y'all going to start doing...
Are y'all going to start going early on Mondays? Yes.
At
on
7.
Mondays, it'll be 7 instead of 8.
7 Eastern time on Mondays.
Yeah.
And we're going to shoot for 7 on Thursday.
Yeah.
As well. For the members. Members also be paying attention. We're probably going to try to experiment with some member-only posts on YouTube to see how that goes. We're also going to be shooting out some polls here. But we are really going to, when it comes to the preparedness stuff, we're probably going to take it back to square one. And we're going to use the KISS method. We're going to keep it simple.
Silly.
And because I think, or I believe, let me rephrase that, I believe that this hurricane, and there's a lot of stuff on the table. There's a lot of stuff on the table, and a lot of people are, especially with the way FEMA handled stuff in North Carolina.
Yeah, if you weren't Florida.
I think a lot of people's eyes got opened. And so we want to go back to the basics, go back to the fundamentals, and kind of just hammer things out, one little thing at a time, and get it, because this, at the end of the day, preparedness is like eating an elephant. We got to do it one bite at a time. There's no reason to go out and get super in debt for it, because even if you put away one can of beans right now tonight, you're still better prepared than what you were yesterday. And that needs to be a micro goal. Every day you get a little bit more
prepared. Whether it's you chopped some wood, or you did some push-ups, or you put a couple of 2-liter bottles of water away, stuff. And a lot of the stuff that we're going to show you guys is going to be extremely budget friendly, because we had to do it on a budget, and we're still doing it on a budget. And so I think it'd be very helpful for the community, and so we're going to put it out there. We're not the know-all, be-all, say-all. If something doesn't sound right, research it. And if you find a better way to do it, then by all means, please share. Because we're, every day we try to still learn something new with preparedness and homesteading. So we welcome all types of corrective criticism. Just be nice and don't use profanity.
And it'll be good.
And we'll be good. Well, guys, thanks for coming, hanging out with us. Bless you, Lagatha. Lagatha says it's time to go. You notice right at the hour, she got up from there.
She knows.
And left. She's just like, deuces.
Yeah, she knows. She knows it's time.
It's time to end it, Daddy. Shut your pie hole. Let's go. So I'm very excited to share something that I've been doing now for about a month. A little over a month, right? I guess.
Outside?
Yeah. That has tremendously helped me. But that's definitely a video. So.
Well, you gotta hurry up because I think your future son-in-law is either here or on the way here.
Okay, 1, no. 2, you're going.
Oh, I'm going?
Yes.
Why am I going?
Because you know all of the numbers and stuff. I don't even know what year that car is. You do. You got all that stuff. I don't think about it.
All that.
So he's here. So we got to go. All right, guys, thanks for coming, hanging out with us, spending time with us. Remember, please be uplifting.
First of all, no. Second of all, no. That's right.
Be uplifting to one another. The only way, the whole lone wolf thing is just it's not gonna work until the zombies get here, and then it's really not even gonna work. You have to love your neighbor. You gotta love on them, and you gotta help them when they're down. This is not disasters are not a time to be a winner take all or use it to be able to get yourself one or two rungs higher on the ladder of life. This is not that time. We have to pull together as people, as a community, and as a nation. We got to pull together and support one another. So don't bash anybody. Love on people. Be there for them. Help where you can.
What he used to always say, be kind to one another. You never know. What did you used to say?
I don't remember when
Be kind to one another. You never know what somebody else is going through or something like that.
Yeah. Be kind.
Be kind to one another.
Doesn't cost you anything.
There you go.
Be kind. Do better. Love y'all. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. And we will see you guys on the other social medias. And check out the video that's coming out this week.